Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Daily's 2A News. It's pretty rare that we actually get good news, a court case that actually falls in our favor. But we got that back in July when the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals decided that people who are 18 years or older should be able to buy Second Amendment tools. They should be able to buy those things because they're old enough to vote. It's not a second-class right. And at 18, we have determined that people are legally an adult. Well, guess what? The two plaintiffs in that case, who were 18 at the time that this started going through, have turned 21, which means that now they're legally able to buy the things that they couldn't back then. So what does the court do? Instead of upholding it, keeping that, and moving forward, they decided to vacate their decision completely, basically overturning all of the positive progress that happened. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So listen, there's one thing that's always driven me nuts about the court system, and that's how long it takes to get a resolution. It takes forever. It could take like a decade with appeals. You have states that take advantage of that. They'll create laws that are completely unconstitutional. They know that they're going to go to court. They know they're probably going to lose in court, but they don't care because they can tie it up in appeals for a long period of time. The governor that signed the bill that's unconstitutional might not even be in office by the time there's a resolution to it. So again, they do something unconstitutional, goes through the court system, winds its way through the appeals process, and if it even makes it up to the Supreme Court, then it could take even longer. So this has been a very big problem, and that's kind of what this is revolving around. It's revolving around time and the time that it takes the court to make a decision, because again, this case revolves around people who are under 21 but 18 or over that are looking to practice their Second Amendment rights and can't. The thing is, when you're 18, you can vote, you can do everything else, you have all of your constitutional protections, but you don't have just that one. Just your Second Amendment protection, for some reason, is being held off. So these two plaintiffs at 18 decided to sue, and they did that, and the problem was the court system delayed, took forever to come up with a decision, and then when the court came up with a decision, I think it was like 10 days or 11 days after they came up with their decision, both of the plaintiffs who were 18 at the time turned 21, and now because they're eligible to get whatever they want, they say that it's no longer a valid case because you don't have plaintiffs who are actually hurt by the law anymore. And so that's why they vacated it. So again, it took years to get to this point. A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of litigation, a lot of time spent in court, a lot of research, everything that went into fighting against something that's clearly unconstitutional was basically wiped off the table because these two had a birthday. That's it. Not actually addressing the underlying problem here, which is we're treating the Second Amendment as a second-class right, and we're choosing at what age you can actually enjoy that right versus all of the other rights. For some reason, we've determined that 18 is the age for everything else, but just not that. So now that that's been vacated, here's the next problem. The next problem is that if we want to fight back against this again, you're going to have another plaintiff. The case has to have a plaintiff, right? And that plaintiff is probably going to be somebody who's 18 years old, maybe close to 19 years old again, and you're going to have the same situation happen. They're going to file that lawsuit. He's 18 at the time. He's being denied his Second Amendment rights. It's got to wind its way through the courts again, and guess what? The same thing's going to happen because by the time the court actually hears anything or decides on anything, he's probably going to be 21, and the cycle will repeat itself over and over and over, and a decision on something that is vital to people's rights who are 18 or over will never get decided. Because again, the courts take forever and people will just constantly cycle through their birthdays before we actually get a decision here. It's absolutely terrible. And, I wish there was a more speedy process for things that were constitutional. So if you have something that is going through the court system and it's not really a constitutional, it's not affecting somebody's rights, maybe that should be put second to something that's actually affecting people's constitutional rights. And those things should be heard and adjudicated first. Those things, right? Now, here's the thing that we can look at here is that because the court in a 3-panel judge decision, 2-1, did determine at the time, at least back in July, that 18-year-olds should be able to have their Second Amendment rights. We have still that decision to lean on. So if there was another case, we could say, look, a 3-judge panel of the Fourth Circuit had already determined in a previous ruling in July of 2021 that A, B, or C. This is you know, their determination and what they said about it. And so you can kind of lean on that in the lower courts to maybe speed things up or get the decision that we're looking for. But still, I don't know that it'll speed it up enough. Regardless, it sucks. People that are under 21, you know, 18 to 21, deserve the same rights as everybody else. If you can vote, you can pick the president, and you can you know, sign up for the military, you should be able to have your Second Amendment rights as well. So a little bit of a rant and a little bit of a story. I just want to tell you guys what's going on. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.